Hi there, Mondia Tengu speaking. So today I'm gonna show you something very simple. Um, it's not gonna be a time-lapse video where I go from start to finish and it's sped up, etc. It's gonna be just a little piece of my work. So this is a rough page. This is a storyboard actually. The storyboard I put it together. Usually I draw every panel alone on a piece of paper, and then I compose them on a single page. So this is where I am now. I drew all those panels one by one, and then I composed the page with them. So when I'm there, it's not even rough, and I have to draw the panels properly, so I can organize my work and get the page done later. So what I do when I'm here, first I draw a border around my page. This is for me, this is specific to my pages. This is an H3 format, and I draw a 2 centimeters border all around it. So if I make it black, you'll see it. Put the focus. Okay, so now that I have that, this is the border of my page. This doesn't change. This is related. This comes from the first chapter. I used to have a 2 centimeters border, and to keep it consistent, I've kept 2 centimeters. But this is specific to me. You can do whatever you want. So now I'm gonna draw the borders of the panels. So to do this, this is also my way to do it. In Photoshop, I have a script. If I click Shift F2, oh, my borders, my guidelines appear. So again, this is my specific to me, but you can do whatever you want. So my vertical separations are what are they? Something like 8 millimeters, or yes, it's 8 millimeters high. So when I take this and I Control Alt click, I can drag and copy it where I want to make separation. So here and here I have separations, and I'll do same for vertical separation here, which is twice thinner. It's 4 millimeters. Oh no, actually 4 millimeters wide. So this is made on purpose, because when people read comics, they read horizontally first, and then they go to the line under. So the vertical lines are thinner, so the eye can instinctively jump from a panel to the next panel in an horizontal way, not jumping like this. So here are my lines. So those are 3 panels. They are roughly equal. It's not important that they are exactly the same width. Anyway, the bleeding here, when it's printed and cut, the bleeding here will be varying, so you can't ensure it will be equal, and you'll just lose time by trying to make it perfectly equal. So I do something that looks okay to me. This is okay for this panel. It has enough width, and that's all I need to ensure, and that the hierarchy between the 3 panels is consistent with my idea. So I want to show 3 steps with the same importance, so they are roughly equal, and this is enough. I say this because I come from a background of engineering, and to me, in the beginning, it had to be perfectly equal, and it had to be so pure, and in the end, I just lost lots of time for nothing. So if you are like me, know that this is not very important. Okay, so now I'll do the same here, and now I have my separation. I have all my panels. So I keep it black so I can see what I'm doing, because when it's white I don't see anything. But in the finished result, it will be like this with a border, inner border. So here I hit F9. It's a script of mine also. It automatically puts a border effect to my layer, so you can see the panel's borders. This is what it will look in the end. But when I work, it's easier for me to have it that way, and I don't need this, because when I draw my pages, I jump from Photoshop to Manga Studio a lot, really a lot, sometimes maybe 50 times for one page. I'll go from Photoshop to Manga Studio, and then I need a bit of this, but I do this specific thing in Photoshop, so I close Manga Studio and open Photoshop and re-jump to Manga Studio once I've done it. So Manga Studio doesn't keep this. When I save my PSD file in Manga Studio, it will delete the effect, the border effect. So may it be here or not, I don't care. I just put it in the end when I do the final export of the page to show it. How can I say? To display it to people, to release the chapter. So this is final touch, but I don't need it now, and I work in black and white. So once that I have this, I need to do my panel folders. So people may ask, why don't I do that in Manga Studio, because it has lots of tools to cut panels, etc. I dislike it a lot. I don't like the interface of Manga Studio when it comes to layers. I find it very hard to read. I like the Photoshop display more, and I find it very rigid. If I want to take off a panel or make a panel, a diagonal panel, I can do it in Manga Studio. I know there are tools, but they just get on my nerves. I like the Photoshop way more. So once I have my panels, I take I don't know what they call it, baguette magique in French, which means wonder stick. I don't know. So the smart select tool, I guess you call it. So I keep the border layers active, and I uncheck sample all layers. So when I click here, it only gets, I have to tell it to only take connected pixels. So when I do that, I have my border. So now I just make a folder and make a mask. And I repeat, I put the focus back on the border, and up, and up, and up. And then group 3. And I'll do that for every panel on my page. So you have to be a bit patient. So this video is not perfect. My accent is horrible. My voice is not wow. But I thought if I never get to it, if I never try, I'll never get better at it. So I thought making of that manga is so much time, and releasing a chapter is so fast and short. So I thought this may be much more interesting to make a making of project that is even bigger than the manga itself, so I can detail everything I do, and people can see step by step, and in the end they can see the manga. The manga will still be available the same way, but rather than just coming every X month and saying there's a new chapter and people read it in 2 minutes, they can have the making of all year long. So I thought maybe I can do a video every week or every few days, or ideally every day would be the best, but I don't know if I can keep it up. So my panels are done, and now I can save my file up, and I keep the border black because it helps me drawing. And now I go to Manga Studio. So this is my background. I like it. It's very calm. It's not my style. Usually I put crazy stuff, but this time I wanted to try something different. So this is page 9 actually of chapter 4 of Waste. You can read the manga on mangatengu.com. For those who don't know about it, but I doubt anybody subscribing to this channel not to know about it. So this is Manga Studio with the layer panel I dislike. Well, it's still workable, but I don't like it. So here what I will do is first those two layers, they are two pieces, two faces of the same piece, two parts of the same drawing in the end. So I'm gonna merge them, and I'm gonna put them in blue and fade them away a bit like this. This is the way I draw. From here I will start to make a new layer and grab my pen. You can see the settings here. Nothing special. I don't use fancy options or vectorial smoothing, or I don't know what. There's lots of stuff in Manga Studio. I don't use it. I just use the basic stuff because it's really clean and smooth, and performance. If you talk about performance, it's really much more efficient than Photoshop. With Photoshop, it will be very slow, and I don't know why every time I give a stroke like this, the RAM usage of Photoshop increases until the point where I have no more RAM memory, may I say, and Photoshop will crash. So I find Manga Studio much more efficient for line drawing, and some of the perspective tools are really cool, like focus lines, etc. So I use Manga Studio for this, but for the polish and everything, for example, I don't like to make screen tones in Manga Studio, except a few things. So I use Manga Studio, but it doesn't replace Photoshop for me. So I'll do the line drawing here, but I'll talk about this maybe tomorrow or something like this. For this video, I just wanted to show how I organize my layers and how I draw my panels to make my page. If you have any questions, subjects you want to talk about, you can tell me. I'm trying to get more into little videos, frequent little videos, more than big stuff every once in a while. So feel free to suggest stuff. Recently I've been asked about traditional art tutorials, and I mean, what I do is comics, and to draw what I'm drawing now, wherever you are on paper or on a screen, it doesn't really matter. So if you ask me about face proportions or anything, it won't change if it's traditional or digital art. So I'm not covering this now, but you can still ask about anything, and we'll see. That's it for today. And if you have, as I said, any question, any suggestion, feel free to write in the comments, shoot me an email or anything. Goodbye.